Hello everyone, welcome to Wix Ideas. I'm Walter, and in today's video we're going to be checking out how to add the abandoned cart feature into your Wix Studio and your Wix Classic site. And just before we get started, I want to understand what abandoned cart actually means. Now imagine that you have an online store and a customer visits your website and they try to purchase a product. So they click on your product page and they click on the product and they add the product to cart and then proceed to checkout. Now once they get to the checkout page, they try to fill in their names, their email, their address, and also their payment method. But just before they hit on the buy now button, they get distracted by something and they leave your website. That means you just lost a potential customer and you're wondering how you're going to bring them back to continue their checkout. Now Wix has just added this amazing feature called the abandoned cart. So if you head over to your Wix dashboard or Wix Studio dashboard and head over to the customers and leads, and over here you're going to find the abandoned cart. Now this is the place where you're going to find all the customers who actually abandoned their checkouts. So they were not able to complete their purchases, but their names and information that they filled out will be saved here. Now as you can see, this is my first time turning this feature on, so it's going to look this way for me. Now just before we get started, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button, give this video a like, and also you can turn on your bell notification to be the first to know of my future videos. So let's jump right in. Now you've known how to access the dashboard area where you can turn on your abandoned cart feature. So head over to this button here if it's your first time turning this feature on, or you can head over to this turn on automation here. Now once you turn that on, it's going to greet you with this message that your automation is live and you can go ahead and edit your automation. So let's go ahead and edit this automation. Now once you've turned on your automation, you're going to be greeted with this view. Now Wix just released the new automation design or builder, so yours might look different if Wix has already not updated your automation builder to the latest version. But you don't have to worry about that because it's just exactly the same thing, just a different design. Now the first thing we're going to find out here is we're initiating a trigger, and the trigger is if a checkout is abandoned. Now once the checkout is abandoned, it's going to trigger the next flow, and then the next flow is going to trigger the next flow. Now over here, once I clicked on this checkout abandoned, you can see that we have a toggle option here to trigger once per person. Now this option allows this particular automation to trigger one time. No matter how many times that the user abandons the cart, it only triggers once. But if you want it to trigger all the time and every time that they abandon the cart, then you can leave this unchecked. I'm going to leave this unchecked and simply close this. And the next part you're going to find here is the delay. So this is how long before the next action is taken. Now as you can see, we need to wait 2 hours before we send out an email or perform this action. Now I prefer to make mine 1 hour, so you can go ahead and play around with this wait time, so you can make it in minutes or hours or days or weeks. So it depends on you or how long you want it to be, but I'm just going to leave mine at 1 hour. Now once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and click on apply, and the next flow is the action. So the action is to send out an email. So when the user abandons a cart, we want to wait for 1 hour, and then we're going to send them an email. And once you click on that, you can see that we have all the information for the email. And the first one is the sender details. So this is what the customer will see in your email when they receive an email from you. So you can go ahead and click on edit, and this is going to allow you to edit your sender name and also the reply to email. So if you already set this up, you can go ahead and click on this icon here and simply edit. But if you have not done so already, Wix is going to allow you to change or update your email, and they're going to send you a verification code to your email, and then they're going to update your email. It's also important for you to read through this so you can also see how Wix sends out those emails. As you can see, this is the email address recipients will reply to, but your emails will be sent from your authenticated address, which is this custom email from Wix. Now if you're happy with the sender's name and also the reply to email, you can go ahead and click on save, and that should update your sender details. And the next part, which is the most important part, is the email. So this is the email that your customers who abandon the cart are going to receive. Now over here, you can go ahead and click on edit, or you can create with AI, or you can click on the more actions to perform any of these actions. But what we're doing here, we're customizing this email to our own brand. So go ahead and click on edit. Now this is the email builder, and one of the most important thing is you need to make sure that your email matches your website's branding. You can add logo, you can add your brand colors, or you can consider making a small offer like a 10% off when they complete the order. Now that's going to entice them definitely to click on the button and return to the checkout. But first of all, we're going to start out with the email subject line, which is right over here. So head over to the subject line and click on edit, and this is where we're going to add a catchy subject line. So we can add something like your coffee is still waiting. Now if you just want to add a little bit of flavor to it, you can go ahead and personalize this. So you can go ahead and click on personalize, and choose the value that will appear here. So for me, I can go ahead and choose the contact first name. So you can also customize it by adding any other value that you want. So I'm going to just leave it at contact first name. Now here you can also go ahead and add a fallback just in case they don't have a first name filled out on your website, or you can leave it blank. So let's go ahead and add that. Now you can also go ahead and use a preview text by not going to add it here. So just go ahead and click on save, and our subject line is complete. Now the next part is the body of your email. So this is also a very important part. And what I'm going to do over here is to head over to the themes, and here I'm going to choose a theme that I really like. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the light. And this is going to change the theme and design of my email. Now, as you can see, we need to also change this text within the email body. So since my website is a coffee shop website, I'm just going to go ahead and change this text. I'm going to add something like, your beans are still here, fresh and ready. Amazing. Now, also here, I can go ahead and change this text and add something like, come back and grab them before they're gone. Now this is looking all great, and the next thing you can do here is to customize the look of how this shows up. So you can click on the very first text here and go to design, and here you can change the background. So we can go with something a little bit different, something like that. And here on the layout, we can make it a full width, and here you can go ahead and change other designs that you want. So here, for example, you can add a border, and you can also change the border width of this, so it kind of stands out, and as you can see, it stands out among the other parts of this particular email. So here we can also go ahead and reduce the size of this. So let's just make that 14, or let's make that a little bit bigger. I think that was, yeah, so this looks bigger. And you can also change the font style. So you have different fonts that you can use. You can also go ahead and change the font style and so on. Now we're going to move on to the next part of this abandoned cart email. So this is the part where the user actually sees the particular product that they abandoned on checkout. So when you click on this section, and over here you can see that we have this image, which is a dynamic image, and as you can see, we're getting the product image URL, and also this text kind of look different. So as you can see, when you click on them, it pulls up a dynamic value to personalize this text. So this text is going to contain the product name of the product that was abandoned, and this product price is also a text that is going to contain dynamic text that contains the product price of the product that was abandoned. Now you can go ahead and customize this as much as you want to, but the most important thing is that you're showing this to your customer so that they know that they need to get back to this particular product. Now that is most of the things that you can do here. So just like any other text on your email, you can go ahead and customize how they look. And for your image, you can also go ahead and customize the design. Now over here you can see that the image is a dynamic image, and we can also add a link. So when you click on this to toggle this on, you can add a dynamic link, and the link should be a checkout URL. So the checkout URL is the customer's checkout page. So that is where they filled out all the information. So it's just going to populate it automatically for them. So when I click on this particular image, it's going to bring them straight back to their checkout with all the information already pre-filled, and the product that is selected will also be pre-filled. And then next we have this resume order button. So this is a CTA, a call to action. And as you can see, it shows that we're using a dynamic link. So this is a checkout URL, and that is the only dynamic link we have here. So you can also go ahead and design this according to your brand, so your site users knows that this email comes from you and they are familiar with your brand. So it's important that you actually make this to feel like your website or your brand. So I'm not going to be doing much of that here, but you can feel free to just customize the email as much as you want to. Now another thing that I mentioned earlier here is that you can actually give or offer a small discount, maybe a 10% off when you complete the order. So what you can do is you can use a discount to entice them to come back and buy, because most of the time your customers actually get discouraged because of the price. So you can use a discount offer to get them back to their checkout. So we're going to go ahead and create a discount offer. So if you're like me and you haven't actually created a coupon yet, then you're going to find a screen, and what we need to do is to create a new coupon. Now this is going to give them a discount code that they can apply on checkout. So go ahead and click on new coupon here, or you can click on this one here. Now what we need to do is to add a 10% discount for them and give them a code so they can apply that on checkout. So head over to the percentage discount, and here you can give it a name. So I'm going to just give my coffee project 10. All right, so this is the coupon code, and the coupon name has automatically updated. I'm not going to change that. I'm just going to leave it as it is. And the discount percentage off, I'm going to put that at 10%, and we're going to apply this to all products. and then we're going to allow this to apply once per order. So any order that they have, they can only use this coupon once. And then you can also decide to include a subscription. If you are offering a subscription based product, then you can go ahead and check this, but if not, you can leave it unchecked. And you can also decide when you want it to be valid for. So here you can see that don't set an end date, but if you want to set an end date, you can go ahead and uncheck this, and this is going to enable the end date. I'm just going to leave mine at don't set an end date, and basically we're going to not limit this to the total number of uses for this coupon, so anyone can use it. And we don't want to limit it to one use per customer. We want the customer to use it as many times as they abandon their cart. So go ahead and create your coupon, and once that is ready, you can see over here that we have the coupon name and we have the code. So click on that and copy the code. So the code is what you're going to use, so copy the code, and you're going to head back to your email, and just at the top of your email you need to let your customers know that you're offering them a 10% discount. So here I'm going to drag this text just before this button here, and I'm going to change this text and simply say complete your purchase and enjoy a 10% discount with code. Don't miss out, come back to your cart and save. So here you can just simply go ahead and make this, highlight this code. So go ahead and use a color that is very bright so that you can see that easily. So here, as you can see, I'm using a black background with a white text, but you can make yours more obvious, but you get the idea. It's just the idea is to give them a coupon or a discount so they can get back, or encourage them to get back to their checkout. Now this is how I want it to look like, so I'm going to go ahead and save and continue. So basically we are done with everything that we need to do with this flow. As you can see, we have a trigger, we have a delay period, and then we have an action to send out an email. Now you can go forward and also enable some of these features here. For example, we can set email type. As you can see, this is a promotional email because we are offering coupons and we are actually letting them come back to checkout. And you can go ahead and go through this to see how this works best for your business, but I'm just going to leave mine at the default selected. And over here you can see we are going to also set a recipient. So you can see you want to include trigger contact, and this means that you are including the person who actually triggered this particular automation, and this is exactly what we need. So nothing here actually needs to happen except you want to enable additional features. I'm just going to leave mine at basics, and here, since I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and apply changes. Great. So here you can see that you have your email visitors to recover abandoned carts automation. All right, so one of the things that you can do is to go ahead and click on this to edit, and you can also send a test email to yourself just to test how it works. So over here, click on the send email and go to more action and preview and test. So this is going to show you a preview of your email, but most importantly, you also want to send it to yourself. And as you can see, we have the subject line, we have the sender's email, and we also have the reply to email that we set earlier. So I'm going to send this to my business email, which is hello@wixideas.com. All right, so this is sending a test email, and I should get this email in my inbox shortly. Great. So I've sent out this email and I'm about to check out to see if I received the email. Great. So as you can see over here, I have actually received the email, and they actually attached a random name just to test out the personalization I did with the first name. And as you can see, when you click on the show details, it shows you the reply to email, where it was sent out to, and also the subject line and all of that. So as you can see, this is how the email looks like. And if I do actually have a real product that I abandoned, and the image is supposed to show up here, the name of the product is supposed to show up here, and the price is supposed to show up here as well. And you can see that I have the ability to apply a coupon, and when I click on this button, it's supposed to bring me back to my checkout page. Now, because this is not live, but if you do have a live website, then when you click on this resume order, it's going to bring them back to their checkouts, and can go ahead and complete their checkouts. All right, so back to this particular page for the abandoned cart. Whenever you have customers who actually abandon their cart, you're going to find their information here, and you're going to see what they abandoned, and you're also going to see if they were able to trigger the abandoned cart automation. So if they did, then you know that they received your email, and you can also see if they opened the email and if they clicked on the email. All right, so you've seen that with just a few clicks, you set up an automatic reminder to bring customers back to their cart, and you can imagine how easy that was. You can let me know if this was your first time setting up automations, or if you're an automation pro. And if you've enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to hit subscribe. Here on Wix Ideas, I'm sharing tips every now and then to help you make your online store work harder for you. So go ahead and click that subscribe button for more quick, helpful tutorials. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, your website is often the first impression for your customers. Let's make it unforgettable. Catch you in the next video.